To the pool.
Hi guys, it's Anna here. Well, today we are painting this little migratory bird. I found the photo reference on Pinterest, it's beautiful, and I wanted to recreate it or paint something beautiful, and I didn't. Yes, today's video is a video where in the end I kind of failed the painting. I thought maybe I'll just show the part of the bird, and then I thought, well, let me just show a little more, because well, I sketched the bird and it was looking so cool on the sketch, and I was really excited to paint it, and I wanted to do it in watercolor. So in here I'm using like Fabriano Artistico, a block of paper, so I don't need to mount it or anything, and I just used a little masking tape around the edges, so we get that white border that is very cool. I transferred my sketch to this paper. I sketch it in the sketchbook, so I like, when I'm using watercolor paper, I don't like to sketch in the paper I'm going to use, because when you're sketching you're always correcting things and whatnot, and I don't want to ruin the paper. I want the less damage I can have in the paper, and if I'm going to use a rubber, it's going to start damaging the paper, and this is 100% cotton, so it has more like probabilities to get damaged. I don't want that. So I do a sketch on a sketchbook, and then I transfer to this paper. So now I was using my rubber, my kneaded eraser, to erase the sketch. So it's very, very light, you can barely see it. And I'm going to use this masking fluid that comes on a pen, Molotow. I'll be leaving the link or the description of the materials on, well, what? I am leaving the materials in the description below, so you can check it out if you don't immediately recognize them. I have two cups of water, or one is supposed to be for dirtier water and the other one for cleaner water. I use this big brush I am going to do the background, so I need a big brush to don't spend the whole evening doing just that. So that's what I did, and then I'm going to use, like, this is like a black velvet brush, I think. Yes, it is, but I don't know the size, 6 or 8, something like that. And then I have another one that is very cool. I'm just going to use it for the bird. So I am using winsor&newton watercolor set, pen set. It's like 7, I don't know, it's a lot of colors, like 48, I think it's 48. 72 looks really too much. So again, I am going to leave it in the description, so all you have to do is scroll down to see all the materials. And here I am just approaching the background really lightly, because I'm not good at doing backgrounds. That's why I shouldn't have done a background on this one. Well, this is not the problem. The problem is the tree. I don't know what happened, because I had sketched it. The photo didn't have what I did, and for some strange reason I just did it anyway, and I ruined everything in the end. So this became like a piece of shame instead of a piece of pride. But well, I learned that the composition wasn't this one. I didn't do it. Just stick with the plan, because if I like the plan, why not keep going with it? No, I changed it. So So there's a change here. I let it dry, so the background is really soft and nice, so I could do anything after all. This is the other brush, I think it's winsor&newton, I don't know. But the brushes are not what matters. I don't think so. Not the size, or well, maybe the shape, but other than that, just use what you have, because I use this guy because I like it. I like how it gets into a very tiny tip, and I can really do tiny details with it. So with this bird, I am mixing is blue and yellow, and I didn't wet the papers, so it's wet on dry. The background I did wet on wet because I wetted the background before I applied the ink. And here I am doing like it's a wet on dry paper, a wet on dry technique, because the paper is dry, but then I am mixing colors. So between the colors, the different colors, the different blues I'm using, it's a wet on wet. So I'm letting the colors mix together as they want, and just going with the flow, just letting. I like that in watercolor, just let the colors mix and do all those blooms and whatnot, but I'm being very not loose. I don't remember the word. So I'm not being loose here at all. I'm just trying to see the bird on the photo and trying to simulate the colors, the local color. I'm not trying to make any cauliflowers or any backgrounds or whatnot. I'm just really trying, and I'm trying to do the local colors, and I'm trying to use light washes, especially for the beginning, and then you can build on. You don't have to go with a very dark color, meaning lots of pigment and not much water. That's how you get a very dark color in watercolor. So if you add just a little bit of ink and a good amount of water, then you have these diluted washes that will let you have space to build up on. So if you want it darker, you can always go ahead and make it darker, but if you start too dark, then it's a little complicated to get it lighter. Although if you have and you should have a paper right next to you, you can always lift it up immediately, or with a clean brush you can just dip it in water, clean water, and just grab the ink out of the paper almost with the brush, and do that one or more times, whatever you need. In here I don't really like to wait, and this was winter because I can see my hands were cold, and so I don't like to wait, and it didn't dry, but I kind of don't mind those effects. It's kind of controlled. I mean, there's a part in this video where it's not controlled at all because it's in the beak of the bird. I am going to make a yellow part underneath that black part, and the black is not dried yet, and there's a cauliflower there, but you know, that's not why I hate this painting. I hate this painting because of the trees. It's not even really the background, it's the trees, and it's not even, well, it's also how I put it on paper, but also what really annoys me, it's the composition. I mean, first of all, the flowers look like popcorn, and that's not good anywhere. And secondly, and then I used gouache to try to make it. It's horrible. It was really bad. and then they are very like the right part and the left part are very similar, and there's no contrast there. It's monotonous. It's just a bad composition, and I didn't have that in my sketch. I will show you my sketch in the end really quick, and I didn't have that in my sketch. It's not in the photo, and for some reason I drew that. I painted that. It's really frustrating. It's one of those things I cannot really explain why it happened. It just happened. I don't know why. So I was thinking like I'm going to show you the bird, because there's no reason for me to show something that went really wrong, and you don't want to learn that because that went wrong. But then I think it's good to see like other people's mistakes and see that other people have struggles too, and when everything seemed like it was going okay, I had planned it, I had researched, I had planned it on a sketch, and I had the materials, I had the time, everything was going so well, and then boom, it's just horrible. I didn't even show it to family or I hated it. And on Instagram I thought like, I mean, this is what I did, I need to post something. So what I did, I just posted the bird, a photo of the bird, and it got some great comments, the bird. So that's why I thought like, I like the bird, it got great comments. So comparing to what I have, because it's always very small, but I had good comments on the or likes on the bird, so I thought, okay, I can show the bird. But then actually I included a little bit more, just so you can see that really it's not good. It's not good. Anyone can see that. So now I'm just gonna keep it on real time painting, so you can see how I did the bird, because it's not that bad. It's okay. The bird is okay. And then I will be tuning in when I have more comments. So here is where the disgrace starts. Well, this was even going well. See, I like the leaves, I like the color, I like that I'm going to use like another dark green to let it flow, where I already have this light green or lime green, and yeah. This is the start of the the disgrace, but it wasn't a disgrace yet. So this I kind of like. I'll tell you when it really starts to become impossible. So right now I kind of still like it, see, because those branches are gonna get better. And we are going to like, oh, I'm looking at it like, what the hell am I doing? Is it going to turn out okay? Because it could be those stages where, you know, things look ugly and then they just bloom. But no, when I start to add the blooms, that's where things got really messed up. And maybe here the structure of the trees, you know, this, I don't know, it's already starting to, yeah you'll see. And right now I'm going to start adding more. I already did before, but another wash of color. So you keep adding and adding until it gets to the point you want. And I like how it's not completely dry, because I can see the darker paints flowing into the paint that was there. You can see on the beak what I was talking about. When I go with the yellow, the black kind of goes over. But I'll be using Prismacolor, I think I didn't use polychromos, I don't remember, but I'm going to use colored pencils to add finishing touches. Yeah, I was still trying at that point. And the birds, you can correct things like that beak with the yellow pencil, and it's okay. And it doesn't kill me that it's like that, but it looks better in the end, I think, from what I remember. So I just keep adding details and watching the photo reference and seeing where the darks are, the lights, the medium values, and just keep working and working in layers. And when you're applying layers on top of others, try to don't mess with the underneath layer too much. Just drop it and that's it. Otherwise you can move the underneath layer, and that might make things muddy. So that's an important tip for you. So at this stage, what I am going to do is to remove the masking fluid that I used to preserve those whites, so I didn't forget. I mean, these are just tiny details, so mainly around the high. I thought I wouldn't be able to keep it without the masking fluid, so, and I'm glad I did, because I kept the white perfectly. Here, when I use a rubber, an eraser, the masking fluid comes out really easy, but this wasn't because the pen, I don't know if the pen was like weird or it was really grabbed to the paper, and it didn't used to do that, but it's very old, so I don't know, I think it's not. Then I tried with my fingers and it wasn't coming off, and it's weird because normally masking fluid can be you can use just your fingers and rub it off. So I'm using a palette knife gently. So this was it was doomed from the beginning, I guess. Oh god, so sad. I kind of like the bird, but you know, I know what I should do. I should cut the bird out of that horrible scenario. That's what I'm gonna do. And in this part, it wasn't coming off at all. It was like it was really stuck there. But I think I managed to take it off in the end. So if not, there's always a solution, that is gouache or Posca pen or something, acrylic. Oh, it's gone. But the paper got ruined in the way. Anyway. So after the masking fluid came off, you can go and use like watercolor, because sometimes the edges are not very so you can go ahead and add other more layers, because the white that is preserved has some weird edges. But in this case, since I was going to use like pencils, I immediately grabbed pencils and started to have color and detail. In this case, I'm using the Derwent Chinese white, which is a very good white pencil, and I am adding the details because he had these specific details in the around the eye and in the feathers of the wing. See, I just look at, just corrected that yellow there. It's really cool. You can really do a lot of things with this, just using a base of watercolor and then enhancing it with pencils. It's amazing, just amazing. And in here, I think I'm using I'm using Prismacolor. Yeah. They were new here because I don't have Prismacolor for long. I started with the Faber-Castell set. I thought it was better because of that story of the breakage. Although I have to say that for me, Prismacolors never work. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I am really careful with it, because I've heard so many people say so many bad things about breakage, and some people stop using them because they would break so much, and they are professionals, so there's no way they are going to spend all that money trying to buy more things that they can really actually use. Is going to be wasted, all those pencils. So another thing, I think I've said this in videos before, but it's very important that you are as thorough with the main character here, the bird, as with the branches. Otherwise it will look very weird or unfinished, or like you're I don't know. Just try to do some details and layering on the branches, mainly the branch where the bird is. I'm not saying like the background, because the real background that here looks white, and it's not, because I used watercolors. It's just the lights. That background should be unfocused so it doesn't get very busy, right? But the part of the tree or the branch where he is, that should have some detail, because it's kind of in the same plane. I don't know. I think it should have some detail, and I achieved that by using a lot of layers, like on the bird, a lot of layers, and trying to figure out where's the light, where's the shadow, where's the sun coming from. And so I leave a little bit here, although I don't like it. I don't like the end result. I think it's important to see that I am paying as much attention to the bird as I am to the branches and these little flowers, because I thought it was going to work and I wasn't going to mess it up with the flowers, because actually what I don't like on this painting, or in this painting, is really the white flowers. That's it. When I started adding the white flowers, everything went down. So it's not the branches that I'm sad about. It's the white flowers, the white popcorn flowers, and you'll see. So here I was doing the highlights on the bird and see how the branches were evolving, and I don't even dislike them like this. But then yeah, I had to put a flower like on every single, oh my god, and it's how it, yeah, and I keep adding them. It's not that it's not on the some on the photo, but yeah, it's after I did these little stems or whatever they're called, that then I had to put flowers there, and when I did, it's like an horizontal stripe of flowers, and that's really not good. That's really what, if I had done just this with the pencils in some like pretending to be little leaves or little flowers starting to bloom or to grow, that would be okay, and then I would work on the background and then okay. But no, just had to put like white flowers everywhere, and like basically in the same shape and form. And that's not good, you'll see. Ta-da! Sorry about the oh my god, painting. See, now I am trying to salvage it from, because then it was white on white, and I said maybe I need to darken the background, and okay, it gets a little better, but the flowers are still there, and unless you take them off, see, all those popcorn flowers are just, and it took me a while to make them, and then they were horrible and distracting. Here I am, frustrating me, taking off. Sorry about the contrast. I frustrated me taking it. See, so this is the the sketch. So had nothing to do with that. This is what. Oh my god, it's horrible. And here you can see the lighting. It's like you can see the bumps of the gouache. It's horrible. And I tried to take a lot of photos, but no, it was there, and all I could use was this little guy. Hope you liked it. Liked it, give me the thumbs up. See ya.